Hello YouTube, welcome to part 4, the final chapter on this build. We took this to the disc sander and we left the line, okay? And this is our washer that we made it with. So we brought it over here, we got it clamped so when we move it and put it in the vise, we can move the clamp, you know what I mean? Clamp it, move it, and then we can always put the clamp over here. Then we took our big file and fine-tuned it. And this is kind of like a double cut finish file even though it's worn. I don't know if you can see it there. See it? We took that, okay. Then we took our 80 grit sandpaper. And that's what we put. We put an 80 grit disc on our sander. It came with a red colored 80 grit, like for wood on our Grizzly belt disc sander. I'm sure you've all seen it. You're subbed to me. So we're using some 80 grit. I think it is. Let me look. Or I'll put it in the description if I can't get it apart. It is, we got time to kill. Yes, it's 80 grit. You know where I got this from? I did the body work on the Ellis Chalmers with it. Used for everything. And then we're just polish and smooth the edge. This will be buff. We don't know if we're going to polish this wrench or put gun bluing on it. It depends on how bad the scratches are in it. Because the more you work on it, the more it gets beat up. So let's pause. We'll get this out of here and show it to you up close because we're almost done. What this looks like, and then we're on to shape the handle today. Okay, one last look before we go on to the handle. It's not perfect, but I want the best I can get it. This isn't perfect. If you look at some of the notches, they look different. But I was happy to have stuff like this. You know, your 1/2 inch extension for a gauge. And so on. That's 1/4 inch. I had a 1/4 inch tap. I had a 3/8 there. 1/2 inch over here. Doesn't quite fit, but it fit the nuts. So you can always fine tune this. You know what I mean? You can, if it doesn't fit one of your 1/2 inch nuts, you can always fine tune a little bit. There you go. I just drepped this up in the head, but I did see a wrench on YouTube that had a thing on the end here. He knows who he is. He had a video on it. He had like a wrench part here, and then it went up to a spanner wrench. He'll comment. I'll pin him to the top of the page. If he says, yeah, that was me that showed that video, I'll pin him to the top of the page. I've already plugged his channel. What more do you want? I'm just joking. I like plugging other people's channel. Road King's plugged me so much, I ought to say every time, Road King. If you don't know who Road King is, well, I don't know what to tell you. You must not be subbed to me then. You don't know who Road King is. Anyway, all these shameless plugs. Mr. Penn, here, we'll give it out. Mr. Pender up in Canada working on that generator the other day. Oh, man. It's plug time. See, if it ain't fun, I don't want to do it. I can plug as many people as I want. No one can stop me. Anyway, there we go. Let's go off and draw out the handle. I gotta take a break here. Okay, here's how we're cutting this off with a Dremel. We just scared to take a big grinder, 4.5 inch grinder. This is off an old protractor, and it wasn't accurate at all. I've kept it for years, so now it's sacrificial to keep a straight line. Okay, now that we've got part way through, we're going to remove this piece so we have a line to follow. I think you know what I mean. You get the idea? Blown out the camera. See? I told you I didn't know what I was doing. If we scratch this up, it's not that end of the world. Maybe I should have done this first. That is 4 inches. And it looks longer. It's optical illusion. But that's 4 inches. I measured it twice. Measured twice, got once. Okay, let's get to work. Now this side we'll be flipping it over. See, we got all our chicken scratches in here. See that? The center, 1/4 inch in. Remember, 1.5 inch. Take a 1/4 inch off each side. What do you have? 1.5 inches. Think about it. I think I'm right. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Be too late, won't it? Okay, we're tired of being funny. Let's get to work. Okay, change the plans. After breaking several cutter discs, we're going to do this with a hacksaw. At least we have a line to go by, and we're just doing little bites. See what we're going to do down here, and then we're going to bring it so it doesn't flex in the vise. You know what I mean. There we go. We'll bring you back when this is done. Both sides. Promise, you won't have to watch me hacksaw. Okay, this is the shape we want. We had to have something to go from this width to this width. It's not perfect, and it is handmade. Next we got to round this, make the hole, then we're going to buff it up once on our polishing stuff to see whether we're going to leave it polished or put gun bluing on it. And we'll drill the hole in it whenever, before we're done. Is it symmetrical? It's close. Close enough for handmade. Okay, back to work. We want this thing done by the end of this video. Okay, never mind the fan. It is nice out today. Rained last night, so I didn't want to look at the thermometer. It's barely 80 degrees outside. We use a scrubby wheel. We deburred all the edges. You can almost see where I went around the edges. See that? Where it took the sharp corner off. We're going to move our way down. We're going to see if we can polish it, but there's still probably going to be lines in it. We went every direction possible because we're trying to get rid of all them lines we put in there with our caliper tool. I mean, I can see some in there. Can you see it in the middle? Right about in here. It's just a tool. So, let's go back. We'll do this step, bring it back real quick and show you what it looks like. Okay, we tried this wheel. There wasn't much difference, so we went to this one. So that's after this one. We're going to put some polishing compound on it and call it good. It's just a tool. I thought about putting bluing on it, but we'll show it off and use it like this for a while. We'll put plenty of oil or grease or something out before we put it in the toolbox so it doesn't rust. Okay, we'll try to use some polishing compound, see what happens. This actually put a lot of scratches in it, but I had to get rid of those lines I made. If you could build this without making them lines, it'd probably be polished easier, but instead it's just a tool. It's going to get beat up, so stay tuned for one final polishing. Okay, best we could do. We used some black and then some blue. It's smeary. I'm kind of hoping it dulls up over time because it doesn't look real good. I mean, it feels good to hand, but it's not super good polish. You could tell, see where it's blotchy. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time out of it. But, there you go. Thanks for watching all the episodes. We'll try to take some nice pictures of it. It is just a tool. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, thanks again. We're out of here. We're going to take a break. We got a new tool coming up in the next video that we bought. So, we're getting that ready to videotape. So, see y'all later. Thanks again.